What's going on? My name is Stefan Coons, owner of Pursuit Health and Performance, and this is Mission Ready. Mission Ready is our flagship one-on-one coaching program that's helped over 1,100 everyday heroes make transformations in the last 4.5 years. So I'm going to dive right in. So Mission Ready is our program for everyday heroes. And I consider those people responders, dads, and leaders, men who want to be in elite shape and lead from the front at work and at home. Now, does that mean that you need to have a six-pack to be in elite shape? No, it doesn't. Although a lot of our guys want to look really good with their shirt off, they want to lead from the front at work, and they want to perform as well. And so in our program, you will find a ton of police officers, fire, military, medical, EMS, and we also have some dads that aren't part of that career field, but really want to lead from the front and like our mission and our values and what we're about. So if that's you, you're in the right place. Now, you might be asking, who is Pursuit? Who am I? Again, my name's Stefan. This is a veteran-owned fitness and nutrition company from yours truly. I spent 5 years active duty Air Force. I got to do a deployment to Afghanistan for about 6 months. And I was a PTL while I was in the military. That wasn't my main job, but I was a physical training leader where I trained people who failed their PT test because I just kept getting 100% on all my PT tests. And then I became a trainer. And since then, I do have my degree in exercise science from Arizona State. I have 6 national certifications. And a lot of my coaches are actually more educated than me. 2 of them have their masters. 1 of them was going for their doctorate. They have multiple certifications, tactical, strength and conditioning, nutrition, you name it, we have it. We have over 45 years of combined experience. And with that, we also have the proof to back up. Not only do we have these before and after photos, and down below or on wherever you're watching this, tons of client interviews. I have a whole playlist of 80 plus client interviews on YouTube showing, hey, not just are we good at what we do, but how's the experience working with us? And then we have a ton of reviews and transformations to back it up. And we're also BBB A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. So yes, we're legit. You could do your research and look us up. Now, this is very important to me. We actually have an oath, which might seem a little bit weird, but if you look to the right, it says values define behavior and behaviors define the outcome. If you're not where you want to be in your fitness journey, it's because you don't actually have really, really ingrained values. And when I was in the military, they had values and I actually operated off those values. And I was an athlete my whole life. I was a wrestler, and every team I was on, we had values and we always came back to the core values. And now as a leader running a successful business, I have to lead and go back to these values. So I'm going to read this to you because I want to make sure you're in alignment. And if I read this and you're like, yeah, that's not what I want to be, then this program's definitely not going to be right for you. But if I read it and you're like, dude, that's freaking awesome, I want that, then this is probably exactly what you're looking for. So this is where the pursuit never stops. I'm an everyday hero. I choose service over comfort and actions over excuses. I take responsibility for my body, my mindset, my example. I protect what I love with strength, peace, and discipline. My family, my crew, and my community count on me. I train to stay dangerous, fit for the fight, calm under pressure, ready when others freeze. I pursue excellence daily, not perfection, because pursuit means progress and progress means purpose. I lead from the front when it's inconvenient, when it's uncomfortable, and when no one is watching. Faith anchors me, discipline defines me, pursuit refines me. I will not drift into mediocrity. I will not let comfort kill my potential. I will not pass weakness down to my children. I am the example, the protector, the one who refuses to settle. I am in constant pursuit of strength, integrity, and legacy. I lead from the front. The pursuit never stops. Every time I read that, I get goosebumps, literally right now, like goosies. And that's what it should do, because this oath is what you can come back to and say, am I doing these things? Because this is what I want for my life. And how do I get there? And I and my team, we just believe that the base of that pyramid, the base of all this is getting dialed in physically and mentally. And usually when you get dialed in physically, guess what follows? And because we work with a lot of people that have PTSD and trauma and all this thing, if you're not taking care of your body, you're not taking care of your mind. Now, it doesn't mean that if you're fit, your mind just solves itself. That's not what I'm saying, but it's hard to be healthy if you're not taking care of your body. And we do both physical and mental stuff here. Okay. Now, this is for you. This program, I hope that aligns with you, but this program is going to be for you if you feel like you have no time. Like the second you try to create something, some structure, you feel like life punches you in the face, you fall off the wagon, things unravel. And if you have high stress, you're just always feeling exhausted. Like, man, I work these long shifts and then my family needs me. I'm like, I get it. Okay. And if you're constantly falling off the wagon, like it's hard to stay consistent, right? Like if we're being honest, it's not that the effort is never there. It's just the consistency is really, really challenging because you don't like the way you look. You're not totally happy with it. So you do things, but it just is never enough to make long-term progress. Or maybe you're putting in consistent effort, but you're not seeing the results you want. You're just at a plateau, or you're making really slow progress. And it is hard. I will admit, when you're dealing with 12 to 24-hour shifts, and then you have kids, and they're at the age of going to sports and sleepovers, and like, dude, it gets wild. I know. And then when you do try to find something, there's a bunch of information on the internet. Maybe your person at work, the fit guy at work is like, do this, and I meal prep this, and you should do keto. And you're like, who do I believe? I asked ChatGPT one thing. This guy on Instagram that I follow says one thing. This other person says one thing. Like, it's paralysis by analysis, and then we just don't do anything. Or you are struggling to find something that actually fits your lifestyle. Like when you look at your calendar and your schedule, it's like, how do I find something that actually fits? And it seems near impossible. And you're carrying a lot of weight. And I don't mean just physically. I mean, you might be, and it's okay. We're going to help you get it off. But just the weight of being a man. And I'm not saying that men have it easier than women or vice versa. I'm just saying, as a dude, for me, I carry a lot of weight. I'm a business owner. I'm a leader. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I'm a mentor. I'm a friend. I'm a brother, probably just like you. And it can feel heavy to carry that burden. But the only way that we're able to do it is by being ready and putting your oxygen mask on first. Okay. So here's what I know you want. Right now, you feel like you have no time, but you actually want more control over your schedule. You want to be consistent with your training and nutrition so you can be more present with your family, feeling good and confident. Also, you have a ton of stress. So right now, you feel like you can't do it, but you just want to have more energy and peace of mind. And the last thing you want is to give your family scraps. And you might be doing that. Like they get the leftovers. I'm just so exhausted. I just plop on the couch. I put an iPad in front of my kids or turn the TV on and like, just leave me alone. Right. But that's not fair to them. So I know you don't want that. Also, you lack consistency, but you wish that you could actually achieve some sustainable results, like something that didn't just fade after a couple months, or when you went on a vacation, you didn't fall off and gain all the weight back, like something that actually could stick long-term so you can be like present in your busy life as a leader, as a husband, as a father, in your career. I know you want that. And if you are stuck at a plateau, I know that's unacceptable for you because we work with high achievers. And for me, if I was putting in the work and stuck somewhere, I'd get pissed quick. I'd be like, man, why am I not making the results? I'm doing all the things. And I know that you're not in alignment if you're at a plateau, which means you know you could do better. You know you're not where you want to be. And that's frustrating. And so I know you want to lead by example. But if you don't have the results, you're not leading by example, are you? And here's how we solve that. We install our pursuit readiness protocol. And now this is our system that I designed with my team. It's 4 phases: reset, rebuild, perform, and integrate. And it's had over 1,000 transformations. So yes, it works. And here's how we do it. Phase 1, we're going to reset. Now, everybody's reset is a different length of term, and everybody needs to reset different. We have people that want to lose 70 pounds. We have people that want to lose 15 and body recomp. It really depends. But basically, we're going to help your metabolism, because if you have body fat to lose, which I'm guessing you do if you're coming to work with us, then you have to help your metabolism. And even if you're like, I'm pretty lean and I want to put on muscle, your metabolism still plays a role scientifically. So we're going to optimize your body's energy system. And here's some things we're going to do. Now, phase 1 is the lengthy process, because when you're a brand new client, man, we're starting fresh. We got to get to know you. We got to install certain systems and procedures and process so you can operate and get the results you want and feel like the protector, the provider, the leader you want. Okay. So number 1, we're going to install our adaptive training program. Now, this is a program, both training and nutrition, that's designed around you. And we do everything: steps, cardio, habits, strength training, help you with supplements, meal prep, like it's everything. So we're going to actually design that around you, but also it's adaptive. So the easiest way to think about a program is if something's not working, we just change it until it does. The next thing we're going to do in the beginning is we're going to install our Pursuit Command calendar. So we got to get your schedule dialed in. I'm guessing you feel like your schedule's freaking crazy. I know mine is. If you look at my Google Calendar, it looks like a bag of Skittles threw up on it because everything's color-coded all over the place. And I have to get that locked in so I can actually visually see, like, this is what I'm training and this is what I'm doing. Because for a lot of our clients, they operate off of structure, guidance, like do this like this day. That's how we operate, right? That's how you operate, and you know that. But if you don't have that, how are you supposed to operate at your capacity? You can't. So we're going to help you. Also, we're going to install our autopilot playbook. This is no thinking, just executing. It is not your job to go program. That's what I went to college for. That's what our coaches do. So you to think that you need to create your own phases based on your goals and where you are. Like, yes, it's your responsibility because it's your body, but like, that's not your expertise. Let the experts do what they're good at. I don't go operate on my own knee. If I need knee surgery, I find somebody that is an orthopedic surgeon and I'm like, are you good at what you do? Cool. Fix my knee. Okay. It's no different here. Also, our course correction loop is what I was saying, is we just change something if it doesn't work, which is why we've had 1,000 transformations and literally all 5-star reviews. Not easy to do, but if we're always checking on somebody and having really good customer service, if something happens to not work, we're able to just instantly change it. So that's why the program works for everybody. Also, your nutritional blueprint. I know that a lot of the everyday hero community sucks with nutrition. Not new news to me. I've been doing this for 5 years specifically with this community, actually longer than that. And nutrition is like the one thing, especially when you're working swings or midnights and things aren't open and, you know, maybe you feel like you don't have time to prep food, etc. So we're actually going to install a blueprint that works for you. So it's not a one size fits all approach. It's actually custom nutrition. And then we're going to make sure we're going to install our oxygen mask protocol and our fuel window framework. I know it's kind of a mouthful. And that basically just means, how can we get you to have steady energy and get the base things you need to be healthy? Your sleep, your steps, your protein, your water intake. And I know it seems elementary, but it matters. That's going to all help your metabolism. Now, once we've worked with you and you've cut a bunch of fat really quick, and you can look at our transformations in our testimonial, people lose weight quick, and not just scale weight, body fat, because we crank up your metabolism. We're going to help your body recomp, which also helps your metabolism, but we're going to rebuild your foundation. Now, this is honestly overlooked by a lot of coaches, because what they'll do is they'll give you your nutrition day one and they'll go, hey, this is just your nutrition all the way through. Most online coaches don't know how to do nutrition. They really don't. They're not very educated in fitness nutrition, which we all are, me and my team. And so what they're not going to probably do is do proper reverse diets and other techniques to actually help your metabolism, because your body's adaptive. And so we have to create adaptive training. We all know that, right? Increase the weights as you get stronger. Guess what? It's the same thing with food. If you want to help your metabolism and not damage it long-term, we're also going to probably utilize some type of functional bodybuilding, because I want you to gain the muscle and I want you to look freaking good with your shirt off, because I want to, but I also want to function. I want to be able to have good mobility and flexibility. So we're going to help you with all that. Our third phase, maybe the most important depending on your career, is tactical optimization. And this is our perform phase. We're going to take you to peak physical and mental potential. So wherever you're at right now, we're going to help you enhance your strength and conditioning. That means more mobility, flexibility, explosiveness, improve cardio threshold, your VO2 max, especially if you're a tactical athlete, AKA cop, firefighter, military, and become a 360 tactical athlete. Mouthful. And basically, every single person that's come through our program that got in great shape, when I went back and interviewed them, asked them, they go, when I came in, I just want to be like, I want to have it all. I just want to be an animal. And I'm like, okay, so you want to be like a 360 tactical athlete. And that's what we're going to help you do. Because once you get the physique, we're going to help you on the performance. Now I want to make something very, very clear. During this process, you will be burning body fat, building muscle, and increasing your performance within the same months. It's not like you do this, then you do this, then you do this. Like they're overlapping. Now this is our primary focus in each phase, but there's going to be overlap. I just did an interview with a guy that's down 70 pounds in 6 months of body fat. But while he did that, he hit PRs on all his lifts. He increased his strength and he lost a bunch of body fat. So yes, now we're focusing on more. He's actually still in kind of phase 2, beginning on phase 3, but we did all 3 phases within that. So hopefully that makes sense. And then we're also doing performance testing for the people that have like annual physicals, and making sure, even if you're just like, I want to get stronger, cool. Well, we know that through our software and our data, and use science-based coaching to actually say you are or are not getting stronger. So we have numbers and data to back it up. And the most important thing is phase 4. Why? Well, it's our integrate. It's our consistency engine. Who cares if you work with us if 6 months later you're back in the same spot? What a waste of time and money. Honestly, on both ends. Because I thrive in the way that we've had our business off of getting undeniable social proof, and people that love us and people that go, it was worth every penny. I'd do it 10 times again. And so if somebody's 6 months in, or 6 months later, they're back in the same spot, they'd probably leave us a bad review and say, well, this was a waste of money. They didn't teach me anything. But we make sure we're going to educate you. So here's how we do it. Number 1, I'm going to put you in a community of people that have the same culture and identity. And that's why I read the oath, because I think it's important that that's what we want out of our life. We want to be those men. And that is wildly important to me, because again, being surrounded by those people, I would say a lot of our clients, they're winners. They are high achievers. They want to lead from the front. They want to be an example. And when you surround yourself by other people that are up there, man, it puts you in a pressure cooker in a good way, and it makes you better. And from my time in the military and all the officers we work with, when you got a good crew, when you have a good unit, man, it can either kill you or it can bring you up. And that's why we set high standards. And also education. I want to teach you how to integrate for long-term sustainability, habits that actually stick during your real life. Travel, holidays, vacation, kids get sick. So instead of being like where your confidence is right now, where it's like, oh, I hope this is the right thing and I hope this works. It's like, no, this is who I am and this is what we do. And here's why. See the gold down below or over here? I don't want to work with you forever. Literally say this. You'll hear me say it on a million things on my podcast, on interviews. I want to get you better. You know, the responder community specifically is wildly out of shape. You know, it's mind-blowing. And I can only help so many people because we do it at such a high level and it's so effective that I actually want you to leave so we can get somebody in and help them. Okay. So that's the process of that. Now we implement this through 3 pillars. So how we actually do the pursuit readiness protocol, those 4 phases, the overarching theme is 3 pillars of delivery. Number 1, the customization. If you can't tell by now, we customize everything to you, and that's why it works. Number 2, we're going to give you a lot of coaching and accountability. This is not just a programming company. So if you're like, oh, they're just going to create a program and I'm going to have fun. No. If you've never had a coach before, which by the way, 95 to 96% of our clients that have ever come through our program and currently have never worked with a coach in person or online. So if that's a fear of yours, don't be afraid. Everybody's like, oh, will this work for me? It's online. How are you going to hold me accountable? It works. The proof's in the pudding. I'm not going to go into depth. But you do have access to your coach 24 hours a day, 6 days a week. We do onboarding calls. We do weekly check-ins. We have community calls. Like it's more accountability and support than you would ever need. I promise. Like you couldn't use the amount of support that we offer because the coach is just there all the time. And I'm very, very strict on my coaches on a standard of delivery, which is why we have the ratings and reviews. And then the third thing is community and education. Again, putting you in that community, educating you along the way. So instead of just barking orders at you, we're also going to say, hey, here's why we're doing this. Hey, your next phase, this is why we're doing it. Oh, I didn't know that. And I also want you to ask questions too. And most of our clients come in and they don't really know a ton about training or nutrition. And as we're programming them, as we're changing things with their nutrition, we're sending them videos like this, explaining the process so you get educated as you get results. 2 birds, 1 stone. And this is just some of our results. Josh, a fire lieutenant, he has 2 kids. His wife's a nurse. He, on the left, was depressed. He basically hated the way he looked. And it started to bleed into every area of his life. He wasn't being the husband he wanted. He wasn't being the father he wanted. He was just in a bad spot. He wasn't being the leader he wanted at work. Literally less than a year later, he completely changed his life. He got 6-pack shredded. He's still that lean. He's running marathons. And now he actually coaches for us and has clients because he's like, I know a leader needs to actually walk the walk. And dude, what a badass. And Coach Josh is an amazing, amazing human being and coach. Ryan, you know, he's an aspiring dad. He's getting ready to have a family. And he knew that he didn't want to be the guy on the left, right? He knew he was depressed and he could do better. And he was running the cycle of, he's a cop that works midnights and he has like a switch shift. So some days are on day shift and some are night, like crazy schedule. But he lost 70 pounds in 6 months while increasing his performance and building muscle. And I just did an interview with him and he completely changed his life. Or Elizer, he dropped 8% body fat in 6 months. Yeah, it's really good. Going from 18 to 10, still shredded 3 years later. This is like 2-3 years ago. But he still literally looks like that. And he's kept his body fat off and he's showing up more present as a father and a leader. And he has more energy at work and he has 5 kids. So, you know what I mean? Like if you could do it with 5 kids and working in car sales, which if you know anything about car sales, it's like all day, like very long on the weekends, like he has to make it work and he's doing it. Or Thomas, a fire captain, went from 28 to 13% body fat in about 6 months. He did a lot of fasting and intermittent fasting because that's a huge body fat drop in a very quick amount of time. Completely transformed his life. He also got promoted to captain and was like, I'm leading better now. Like I'm kicking the guys' ass that are 25 years old. I used to struggle to keep up with them, but now I'm showing them up and they have to try to reach up to me, which is obviously a great feeling. He increased his cardio, hit PRs on all his strength, and we actually helped him rehab an injury during that time. Or Ian, he's a cop that's worked midnights his whole life for like 22 years in law enforcement. And he's like, I feel better at 52 than I did when I was 20 because we helped him put on 23 pounds of muscle mass and we doubled his calories, literally February of 2022, we went from 1,800 to 3,600 calories. He's still at around 3,400 calories, still at the same body fat, which is probably like 12 to 15. But he put on 23 pounds of muscle mass and he increased his performance. So who doesn't want to gain muscle, get leaner, and eat more? I do, right? So that's what we help them do. Now, for a lot of our tactical athletes we work with, although they want to look good, they have a real job that is inherently very dangerous. So they have to be able to perform, and they don't want to be one-dimensional. And I don't want to be one-dimensional. I want to be able to go to jiu-jitsu. I want to mountain bike. I want to play with my son. I want to do anything life throws at me whenever I want, but I also want to look really freaking good with my shirt off and have my wife go, "You're smoking hot, babe." That's what I want, right? So although the aesthetics matter, I also need you to improve your physical performance, which is why we help you burn fat, build muscle, increase performance at the same time. So you will see in these photos, they definitely burn fat and build muscle. But what a photo can't tell is the things they did on the right. They increased their strength, their muscular endurance, their VO2 max, their cardio endurance, which is different than your VO2 max, your mobility, flexibility, and agility. And this is all in less than a year. Well, Christian was about a year. Okay. But he also lost 23 pounds and did a sick body recomp. These people made some pretty great transformations in all those areas. And most importantly, lifelong results, right? So this is just a graph of one of our clients that put in a bunch of work for about a year and then even more work the next year. And we're like, started to make some progress, and now they're in a maintenance phase. So they're where they want to be. They're just slowly increasing their performance and building muscle. Now, this program is very effective. Like I said, it's worked for 1,000 people. And I think the big thing about working with us is I want you to be in alignment with our values, but I also want you to be ready. I think coaching can be for anybody if you're actually willing to admit that you need help. Now, we do work with men, and a lot of men have a big issue with actually saying, "I need help." A lot of men, especially alpha men that are high achievers, usually are like, want to white knuckle it. "I'll just try myself. I don't need help. I'm not going to do that. I'll find the cheapest route." Well, here's the thing. It's not necessarily like if you can do it on your own. That might be the question. Like, I can't do it on my own. Coach Stephan, I've admitted that I'm stuck and I need help. Great. Then we can help you. But it's more of a question of, will you get better results quicker and go further with a coach? And I think the answer is yes. And I always give this analogy that I love. Do NFL players need strength coaches? Right? Like, they're the most physical specimens on this earth, basically, yet they have a strength and conditioning coach. And the question is the wrong question. It's not, do they need them? The right question is, Coach Stephan, if they had the strength coach, would they get better results quicker with less headache, and they could focus on just executing and getting better results? Yes is the answer, which is why the NFL has them on every single team and in college. It's not because they're these weaklings that need their hand held. That's not what it is. So you might be at a spot where you're like, "Hey, I need a lot of accountability, and I do kind of need my hand held, and I'm really struggling." We can help you. We have those people in our program. But you might be on the other end where you're in pretty good shape. Maybe you're like, "Hey, I'm like a 6 or 7, but I really want to be a 9. We also have those in our program. We have SWAT, special forces. We have some like pretty high level guys. Coaching can be for everybody, but you have to be willing to be coached. You have to want to be part of a community. And I've invested well over high 6 figures in my own coaching, mentorship, business coaching, fitness coaching, because I want to be the best. I want to freaking crush it in every area of my life, financially, in my faith, in my business, in my family. And so I'm willing to get a mentor and to say, "Hey, I want you to help me. I'm okay. I'm not the smartest person in the room. I need help. And I want a proven system to do it." And that's how I've been able to create a successful business. I've had business coach after business coach after business coach, because I'm like, "Hey, this is the goal I want. How do I get there?" So instead of sitting there and beating my head against the wall and trying different things and wasting months or years, I just have a streamlined plan how to get to point A to point B as fast as possible and learn how to do it on my own eventually. I appreciate it. And if you feel like, "Hey, this is exactly what I want to do," fill out the application, probably down below if this is on YouTube, and I want to book a call with you and see if you're a good fit for our program. Thanks.